Hello and welcome to your daily dose of Capsule Machina, where today we are working on the Delica. So, good news, bad news. I got the registration and insurance for the Delica and took it on its first legal voyage and did great. I definitely have to replace the front rotors or get them turned, more than likely replace them. Because when I step on the brakes, it just does that typical thing. So, it is what it is. They are not cheap. Those rotors, man, it's like $100 a pop, and brakes are like, I don't know, $50. So, trying to source that. I have to reach out to Steven up in Canada. There's some on eBay, but it's coming from United Kingdom, and that takes a hell of a long time. Or I can order from Japan, which will take just as long. So going back to this, yesterday we took it for a spin. I took the family. It was fun. The kids were loving it. It did great on the freeway, and then we're like, let's just take it up a little bit towards the foothills because we live close to the foothills. And went up there, and I go, okay, let's turn back around. Heading back home, it's starting to get dark. I'm like, sweet, turn on the headlights, get to check out the LED replacements I put on there, which I was probably blinding everybody, but whatever. And heard a belt squeal, super loud. I was like, oh, snap. And yeah, that's kind of what happened. The AC belt got caught, whatever, snapped, it was old. Those belts weren't replaced. Now the alternator belts, the dual alternator belts, those were replaced, Pitworks, so they're fine. But the belt, so it squealed really loud, and then we start smelling burnt rubber. Didn't notice anything when I was driving as far as like, if it's power steering, you'll feel the power steering, or the, I was thinking, snap, it has something to do with the, water pump, all these things are racing through my mind. As I was driving, it all functioned as it should. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep driving, I'm not gonna push it. So maybe a mile or two of driving, and then we made it home. So parked it, popped the hood, grabbed my little trusty Amazon light, and looked down into it. And I'm not sure if you can see. If you looked all the way down there and across, you see where there's a tensioner pulley, and there's melted belts on that. And if you look down in there, there's no belts around the main crankshaft. I'm gonna try to get some more access by removing the intercooler. I did place an order last night for an AC belt. So we'll see when that comes. Oh, look there's remnants of a belt over here. See that yesterday. So yeah, it's good and bad, right? Good and bad. The good thing is it drove, it's legal, it didn't leave me stranded. I've had cars that do that to me. This didn't leave me stranded. It kept going. I had the whole family in the car, so me, I'm freaking out, but I can't show it. And just made it home. I go, don't worry about it, roll down the windows, let the smoke come out. Wife was like, okay. She listened to what I was instructing her. The boys in the back were like, oh, I smell burning, Daddy, and so on and so forth. But we made it home. So I bought a belt. It was about $20, about a week away, I don't know. Hopefully I can get it this weekend and just put a new belt on. What I'm gonna do in the meantime is remove all this stuff, remove the belt, clean up that area. If the belt's intact, or even if it's not, I might go over to the local auto parts store and see if I can maybe find something of a real close size that I can put on there. Who knows? Then I can have a reference point for a belt that's sold here locally, and then have that. At least I can know. Either way, I have a belt coming. So if I spend another $20, hey, whatever. I have to take off the tires this weekend so I can get the new ones put on there, because I can tell, these feel old when driving. Don't know how to explain it besides the tires feel old. And I do have to eventually finish up the transmission fluid and the rear diff and center diff fluid. All the diff fluids have to replace them all. So that's something I have to do with the Delica, just so I feel more comfortable, have that clean slate. And when we do take this out, as a family to whatever. I feel more comfortable with it. Are things going to eventually break down? Sure, it's an old car. I get it. But if it's not going to leave me stranded, even better. So, or at least I have a peace of mind that I did everything in my power to keep us on the road safely. Okay. So I'll try and update you as I go. This will be a hodgepodge of stuff that I'm doing. I just got off work and I have some extra energy, so I'm trying to do that one little thing, at least one little thing a day on one of the cars. Keep moving forward. All right, update you guys later. Well, that's what's left of the belt, and it doesn't show any signs of wear on the actual top part of the belt, and I can't really determine if the underside was thrashed because it left everything on the pulleys and sorry for the bad video, but AC condenser. I'm trying to get a good light. So you can see there, it's left all the residue on tensioner, so on and so forth. So that's it. They're gonna clean it up, and I'll wait for the new belt because there's not enough for me to tell. So what I'm going to do is clean this all up, make sure those tensioners are freely spinning and doing all what they're supposed to do down in there. Because if that seized up, then it could have caused some issues. I'm sure the condenser's spinning. That's fine. Everything else is fine. So I got to clean this all up and then get it ready for when the new one gets here. So yeah, good news. This reminds me of those old phones we used to have as kids, with their coiled wire leading to the receiver, doesn't it? Hey, just a little update for you. I have the Delica jack stands. Took the tires and wheels over to a local shop to get them replaced. Figured I might as well because I'm still waiting on the belts. They're coming from Texas, or the belt. They're coming from Texas, so I have it all situated. It's ready to go and cleaned out and all that. And then I ordered brake pads and rotors from Stephen Lee over in Rising Sun in Canada. So they should be here sometime next week. So it's all ready to pull apart. I was thinking about pulling it apart now, but knowing how I am, I'll forget where something goes and then cause myself more headaches later. So I'll wait till it gets here and then I'll take it apart when I get the parts. First visual inspection of it, I mean, it looks fine, but stepping on the brake, it shudders. So it's just better to just replace it. I also put the Stagia on ramps so I can start taking things out and so I can adjust the timing belt so it doesn't make that squealing sound or that belt sound. But I think I'm done for the day because I had to do some basic maintenance on the wife's car. So I woke up early to do that. And then marked off where we'll be putting a driveway in our front yard. On the opposite side of our house, it's kind of a dead space. So I figured it would be a perfect area eventually to build a cement slab on that side and then have a driveway leading up to it. We're going to do a gravel driveway to cut cost, and then eventually a cement pad. But for now, we can do the gravel, so I don't have random people parking in front of our house using up that parking space. So that's my update. I guess I'll update y'all. I'll update you later. We took it all apart. So the little things, you know, taking off the tire, setting it and to get replaced. I'll put the rears back on and then stick the fronts underneath it after I get it back. So yeah, there's your update. Do at least one little thing a day. Keep moving forward. All right.